Hey guys, it's Jackie from Jack Gets Lost Down a Book Hole. This is my first day of a nice, wonderful long weekend. I get off until next Tuesday, which is very nice. So I actually, in my long weekend, I feel like was off to a good start. I felt very productive today. I went to the little bookshop in town, but instead of buying a book, because I don't have a lot of money in my wallet right now. My mom doesn't want me to get rid of it all, so I ended up not spending any money there. But I did sit outside and do a little bit of writing or typing, if you want to be more specific. But of course, what will probably happen, knock on wood, then I'll end up changing my mind and start all over again. Although I really shouldn't say that, because just by saying that alone, it will probably happen, like a self-fulfilling prophecy or whatever. But you never know. I might surprise myself if I just force myself to stick with the idea. Then hopefully it will progress. So my weekend was off to a pretty good start, and it's actually on a weekend. Because normally, so far when I've been off, it's still during the week. I mean, I have been off on the weekend since I started this job, but it's kind of weird because because obviously in retail, you'll probably have to work weekends, oftentimes. So it's like your weekend, what is considered the weekend, disappears, and you get off on the weekdays. But anyway, I'm very happy that I have a nice long weekend. So I decided to go ahead and do my next favorite fictional character. As long as I stick to the pattern, then it will be two male characters, two female characters. So this is my second female character I'm going to talk about. And she's a very popular one, and a lot of people love her. I mean, a lot of people love this series, especially, So, especially since it's fantasy and magic and all that, and who doesn't love that? I mean, unless you just don't love the fantasy genre. And then it's Hermione Granger from the Harry Potter series. Harry's very intelligent female companion, best friend, I should say. Companion sounds wrong. And like most people, she's one of my favorite one of my favorite female characters in that series. And I'm also a Ron and Hermione shipper. I mean, if done right, I guess I could see Hermione and Draco. I mean, half my favorite couples are kind of like that. And, like, the guy is kind of a jerk at first. I mean, not that I like those guys that are abusive and controlling. I mean, in fact, I can't stand guys with a controlling personality. But I can kind of see it, if it's done right, if it's written right. Not canon because of the way J.K. Rowling wrote Draco, but I mean, I could read some Dramani fanfiction, but I do not. The only Draco fanfiction that I probably will never like, that I will hate, but actually no, I don't hate it. I find it very entertaining. That is the infamous My Immortal. That is hilarious, and it just makes me laugh. Especially, there's a vlog of the Scarecrow reading My Immortal, and it's hilarious. If you are familiar with the fan fiction and with Scarecrow, then you gotta watch that. But anyway, let me get back to what this video is about, which is Hermione Granger. Hermione is very smart. She is Harry's very intelligent best friend. Now their friendship got off on the wrong foot in the first book. Like, she was trying too hard and being too, she's just trying too hard and being too pushy and bossy and all that. And it kind of, made it hard for them to be friends with her. Not that it should have been, but, I mean, their personalities kind of clashed in the beginning. Especially her and Ron's personalities. But then after, of course, the famous troll rescue where they saved her from the troll. She became friends with them. She even lied for them to get them out of, because it was partly their fault that the troll got, that with the whole troll incident. Well, I mean, like, hurting her feelings and persuading her. Well, they didn't persuade her, but you know what I mean. Get her to hide in the bathroom. So it was, in a small way, partly their fault. But she was, but after they saved her life, she, decided to, the three of them became friends. And I love that friendship. It's a very good balance. It's very imbalanced if one of them is fighting with the other one. Like, whether it's Ron and Hermione and, although Harry and Hermione fight very little, but Ron and Harry, whether it feels unbalanced. It doesn't feel right when the three of them are together. But Hermione is probably my favorite of the trio, not just because she's a girl, but she's smart. I love smart people. I love smart characters that are smart, that are very intelligent, and very clever and resourceful, especially girls, because a lot of times the girl ends up being like the damsel in distress, or the dumb one, or the really sweet girlfriend that is always, that's always seen the good, which is, that's good, but that's just what she is. But Hermione is not that role. She's not even with Harry, although people ship her. And I believe that J.K. Rowling once said that originally she thought that it was a mistake that she put Ron and Hermione together, that it made more sense. But I have to disagree, because I think Ron and Hermione have a great balance in their relationship. I think they bring out the best in each other. To me, my impression of Harry and Hermione is more like brotherly, sisterly affection. There was never, like, in the teasing and stuff, but not, like, in a romantic way. I'm more of, like I said, I'm a Ron and Hermione shipper. I think they make more sense, at least to me. And I know that there are other people that feel this way, too. Like, some of my best friends agree with me on this. Although it's funny because my one best friend who never read the books, but she's seen parts of the movies and stuff, she was on the camp of, oh, it does make more sense that Harry and Hermione should be together. And I was like, no, and you should have if you had read the books, you would get why I don't feel that way. But it's funny, even the people that have read the books, I think some of those who ship them have read the books too. Harry and Hermione. But Hermione is awesome. She kind of reminds me of Ron's mom in a way. Like, she's very bossy, she can be very sweet and compassionate, but she's very, like I said, very bossy and pushy, and she does kind of have that know-it-all kind of thing going on, where she's constantly raising her hand, is like, I know, which I admit can get annoying. But I think it's also very endearing, too, and I think I would feel that Ron should be proud that he has a smart girlfriend. The other girl, Lavender Brown, to me, was not smart. She was kind of dumb. But maybe again, that's just the movie, the impression I got for the movie, because it's been a long time since I'm kind of in the middle of a reread of the series. I'm on the 4th book. She definitely was. Yeah, even reading the books, a little bit of God of her person that I've been reminded of her personality. Lavender Brown does seem kind of dumb and ditzy. Or lab, I should say. But at the end of the day, you knew that it was always Ron and Hermione. But you can't blame her. At the same time, you can't blame her, because she's proud that she knows the answer. And there are people that get excited and feel proud and want to share that they know the answer, and they get kind of impatient when other people don't know the answer, and they're waiting for someone to give it, and then finally is like, no, I know it, so I should be able to share it. So, I can understand that she's proud, that she's smart and stuff, and that she takes the time to know everything she knows, and And I think it's partly because she's Muggle-born. So it's like she wants to devour and learn everything, and she loves books. Which is again another character that loves to read. It's definitely a plus in my book. She loves to read, and that's her way of learning about things, is reading it in a book. And like Harry, and that's the difference, of course, between her and Harry is, yes, Harry was raised by Muggles, but he's not Muggle-born, and she is. So it's almost like she has to work harder to prove herself. Because you do have people like Draco that bully her all the time. And that's why, with the way it's done in the book, I can't support Hermione. But if I read fanfiction where they redeem Draco, and I think in like Cursed Child and stuff, he does get redemption. Like you can see, he was on the path to redemption in the very last book of the original series. And I think now I haven't read it because I have no interest, and I've heard some things about it that I probably wouldn't like. But in Cursed Child, it sounds like he is on the path of redemption. So I think if they did it right, then I could be a supporter of Hermione. Now, I haven't read any fanfiction, but that's just because I'm just not in the mood for fanfiction right now. I'm not even in the mood to read my friends, because like I like reading the Once Upon a Time fanfiction because it's an improvement to the show, I feel like. So it's kind of, it was back in the beginning, I read it and I wrote it to make me feel better and to make it easier to deal with the crap that is now Once Upon a Time. But anyway, that's a whole nother video. So yeah, I think, but her, dang, I lost my train of thought. Well, like I said, I talked about how, oh yes, I remember now. She has to work a lot harder to prove herself, and I think that's why she puts in so much effort into her studies. You should put effort into your studies, period, but she puts even more effort into it. Harry's a little bit lazy, but I think a lot of people can be lazy like that, but she works really hard, and I can kind of relate to that because I have learning disability, so I have to work even harder. Now, I get a little lazy like Harry at times, but I definitely can relate to how she has to work really hard to prove herself. Now, I'm a little more shy than her, so I'm not one of those people who's willing to be like, I know the answer. Sometimes if I feel confident that I know the answer, then yes, I will raise my hand, but I'm not like, I know. Actually, no, I probably have had moments where I've gotten that excited and be like, and done that whole, I know the answer kind of thing. But, of course, like I said, she's a little bossy, and that whole knowing the answer and constantly raising your hand, I think for most people can get annoying, and I think it's partly because they feel a little insecure and embarrassed, and it's not cool to be book smart and to always know the answers to academic questions and stuff, especially at their age. But at the same time, I think deep down it's partly insecurity. Like, she makes them look kind of dumb compared to her. I also like that how she has a kindness and compassionate streak. She was all about setting, even though the house elves didn't want it, and even though they were like, this is how the way it is, we're cool with that, we're used to it, she was fighting for them. She started the House Elf Liberation Front in the books. Now, unfortunately, they didn't include that in Goblet of Fire, the movie, because it wasn't important enough in the story to put it in there in the movie. And the movie couldn't, it's, most movies, they want them to be at least 2 hours long. There's obviously exceptions, like the remake of King Kong, not the most recent, not the Skull Island one, but the one that came before, back in 2005, I want to say. Or Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit movies, or Titanic, or Australia. What was the other Baz Luhrmann movie then? Moulin Rouge. Actually, no, I think Moulin Rouge was a normal length movie. But anyway. So unfortunately, they took out, which I think it really shows her character and has her character stand out in the story. That, like, it shows the type of person who she is. She's compassionate and she's caring, and she believes in rights and free will and stuff. And I think that also harks back to the fact that she is Muggle born, and there's people that are prejudiced to her constantly and bullying her, like Draco and his friends and all the other Slytherins, because she's not pure blood wizard. So I think that's why she is all about defending the house elves and standing up for them, because she kind of knows how it feels to be people to be prejudiced against her and bully her. Which, I mean, bullying is wrong, period. But I love that at times when I read, I can see why Harry, Ron, and the others act the way they do about the whole idea. That's kind of asking for trouble, but at the same time, I think it's an important issue that she cares about. And it's, and if no one else will, then she is willing to do it. That she is willing to care about what the things that other people don't take the time to care about. So, and she stands up for others. I like that, how, not just for the house elves, but obviously for her friends too. And she sets both in Harry and Ron straight. She is not going to take their crap. And she's... Look at my notes again. I do think... let's see. I think she's a bit judgmental at times. I think she's very obstinate, very stubborn, like, especially with the whole House Elves Liberation Front. I think that's good, but at the same time, but she is also very, obstinate can be both good and bad. Because, she definitely is a fighter. She will keep pushing something, and she will not give up on it, even if people constantly tell her it's a waste of time. She keeps trying. She keeps pushing and finds different ways. She even goes on a hunger strike in the beginning at first, but of course then she realizes that's not working because, one, she's starving, and that when she realizes, of course, that there are better ways to get her point across and stand up for, what she believes in. And even in the 5th book, she shows kindness to Creature, even though Creature is is mean, and she stands up for him, and does not like how, Sirius Black treats Creature, and also she's very, like I said, she's very loyal to her friends, she's very strong-minded, she knows she knows what she wants, and she knows what she believes in. I wrote, sorry, I'm looking down at my notes, that's why I keep looking down. She's a very loving, compassionate, like I said, not just compassionate, but very loving person to the people that she cares about. It's hard to come up with a lot of bad things to her personality. Except for the fact that she kind of has that know-it-all attitude that can get annoying for some, and she can be very pushy and nosy, like back in book 3 when the problem is she had good intentions. She was just worried about being protective of Harry, and she wasn't wrong. It's just they were wrong about the person who gave him the firebolt broom. That's what I'm talking about, the whole firebolt incident. And part of me was kind of in defense of Harry and Ron, but to be fair, it was also my second reading of the book, so I knew the truth and everything. I knew that really that the giver of the gift, yes, it was from Sirius Black, but of course, as you know, spoiler alert, Sirius Black turns out to not be a bad guy. And that, unfortunately, isolated her from the two of them because they were pretty pissed off, which, you can't blame them, because this is the fastest broom. It's Harry's most valuable possession at the moment, and it's worth a lot, and it's his all-time favorite sport is Quidditch. So it's kind of like a personal insult to have it taken away, have something this precious, and then get it taken away. Of course, to others, it's like, not that Harry's life isn't important, but I mean, his priority was all he could think about the broom. Nothing had happened yet. I mean, actually, no, things didn't happen, but he's not thinking about, like, he's not even considering the possibility, I think, that. So I'm kind of more on the other side of the issue, but then I kind of see Harry's point of view on it too. So, I mean, her approach, but although I guess the reason why she went to McGonagall before asking them was because she knew they would say no and they would fight her on it. And I think she felt really bad about it. And Harry afterwards, of course, like I said, it was after he got the broom back. He was like, I'm sorry, Hermione, you had good intentions, I should not have gotten mad at you about this. But, so, I guess that's kind of it. That's all my thoughts on Hermione. I actually have a Hermione Funko, where is it? Right there on that third shelf, next to, my the 10.5, the clone doctor, the clone of 10, next to Hermione. They're in their Yule Ball clothes. That's one of my favorite costumes of hers. And I felt like I had to get the Ron in his Yule Ball costume as well. Which is just adorable. I love I love his reaction. It's so funny. Really, while I was filming this, I should have just brought him over, just put him in front of the camera. Oh well. So like I said, those are my thoughts on Hermione Granger, an awesome character. Okay, so I guess that means the next character will be a male. Maybe it will be a TV character, or maybe I'll just stick with book characters for a while and then do a TV character later. I hope you guys. Sorry, in the light, my hair looks a lot worse than it is. I have a lot of flyaways. So I hope you guys are enjoying these videos. And I will talk to all of you later. Alright, bye.